Hey, how's it going? This is James Tripp with a video for James Tripp Chaos Wave on YouTube. I'm not going to be saying that for much longer as I've decided that I'm going to change the name of the channel, but that's not what this video is about today. This video is called Why I Chose Freedom Over Empire. Now, I'm going to keep this reasonably short. I just thought I'd share this because I was having a private conversation with somebody and we were talking about the nature of gurus and sort of cults, particularly in the world of martial arts we were talking about. This is where the conversation was centered. And how you get a certain sort of teacher in the world of martial arts who's very keen to build up a cult around what they do. And you get a certain sort of person that becomes very enamored of that. And it can be very good for business for those sort of like mini cult leaders. Why? Because you get loyal students coming in who are absolutely mesmerized by the work that you do, are fully captured by the message that you have to offer. They become very loyal followers. So it's a good way of making money. Indeed, many years ago, I was looking to promote my NLP training business, and I enrolled in a program called Guru Maker. It's a marketing program, and it was about how you establish yourself as a guru. And because it's good for business, right? If you've got a message, you want to enter the expert industry, you've got expertise, you want to teach people, of course having students, of course having followers, it's smart, it makes sense. So interestingly enough, this program that I did many years ago, it's back in 2008, Guru Maker, excellent program with an excellent marketing coach called James Lavers, who I strongly recommend if you are in the communications game, if you're in the expert industry, check out what James has to say. He has a lot of wisdom to share. I did this program many years ago, and I learned a lot of smart things about messaging, about how to get my message across. And it was from that Hypnosis Without Trance was born. The way that I framed, the way that I presented my way of teaching hypnosis. Way back 2009, I launched Hypnosis Without Trance. It did really well. It sort of flipped the script at the time. It was quite a paradigm shift, quite a shake-up at the time. A lot of people got annoyed by the message that I had, which is always a good sign. It means that you're actually stirring the waters a bit. And it really took off and really did well. And I had a lot of people contact me and say, James, I want to become an instructor under your system, right? Or I want to become an officially certificated practitioner, and particularly I want to become an instructor. So I had this kind of opportunity to build out the business model, to have people come on board and to be official teachers of Hypnosis Without Trance. And it would have been a smart business move to build the Hypnosis Without Trance empire. But I just had no appetite for it. I just had no desire for it. When I felt into it at the time, it just didn't feel like something that I wanted to do. And the reason that I didn't want to do it ostensibly, or one of the reasons at the time that I didn't want to do it, was because I didn't want what came with it. I didn't want my brand, my certification, my message, being put on what other people were doing if I wasn't there able to manage the quality control. And if I was going to take on the quality control of it, that was a whole load of work that frankly I didn't want. Now, why didn't I want it? Well, I didn't want it because freedom is more important to me than empire. Okay? Freedom is more important to me than empire. And not just my freedom, to live my life the way that I want to live my life, not become enslaved by structures that I myself have put in place, but the freedom of the people that I teach. Okay? Now this is a huge thing. I still teach hypnosis. I have my online deep apprenticeship. I still teach a wonderful group of people hypnosis, but one thing I encourage them to do is not see me as my guru. I encourage them to think for themselves, to explore out there in the wider world, to listen to other people's perspectives, other people's frames, learn other people's methods, because ultimately what I want for them is I want them to take what I teach them and what other people teach them and what they figure out for themselves, and I want people to forge their own path. Right? I don't want a bunch of Hypnosis Without Trance accredited practitioners who do it the Hypnosis Without Trance way. I don't want that. right? If you learned hypnosis from me, or if you learned any of the other stuff that I teach in coaching, I'd want you to make it yours. I'd want it to come alive in you, for it to empower you. Because I value freedom. Not just my freedom, your freedom. I value individuality, right? Individuation. And I value personal power and personal sovereignty. So for this reason, I've made these choices in my life, and I've chosen to align with these values over building an empire, over having more financial success. Because I have enough financial success, I'm not motivated by financial success, I'm more motivated by freedom. Anyways, I don't really have a reason for sharing this video other than I thought it'd be good to start making a little bit of content for YouTube again. I've had another extended period off YouTube. By the way, my love of freedom is another reason why I'm actually a terrible YouTuber. All the rules for doing YouTube say you've got to put out scheduled content 3 times a week or whatever. I can't be doing that because I value my freedom. I do not like the shackles of self-imposed structure either, you know. And there's some more subtlety in that. You can use structure to create freedom, but I don't want to get into that right now. But I am going to put some more videos out, I think, and I'm going to be changing the name of the channel. I mentioned that. And freedom is going to be a major theme. Partly because I sort of realized a little while ago, I've had about probably the last 6 months basically semi-retired from my professional work. I've still been seeing the odd client here and there, and I've still been running my online deep apprenticeship and this kind of thing, but I haven't been doing a lot to create any new stuff in the professional realm or do any business or enroll any new clients or any of that kind of stuff. I've been doing a lot of personal alchemy. I've been doing a lot of martial arts stuff. I've been enjoying cultivating things that have got nothing to do with business or anything like that. But I do want to get back into creating material that's of value for people. The people that are kind of into my stuff are generally into mind tech, or what I would call using your mind to shape your life. But I'm guessing they're kind of aligned with the same value that beats in the center of my heart, which is this value for freedom. So we live in a world which imposes various structures upon us, that is filling our minds with spells and narratives to seduce us into seeing things in particular ways. In many senses, it's a challenging time now. There are, in a political sense, in a societal sense, there are a lot of freedoms that are being moved away. My battery's running out there. You know, so the question is, how do we find freedom? How do we empower ourselves from the inside out? What are the ways of seeing, the ways of being in the world that enable us to create the freedom that we want to have in our lives? Also success as well. You know, there's a lot of people talk about success. Success is important, having success in the things we want to be successful at. It might be business, it might be spiritual development, whatever it is. It might be, you know, learning tennis, could be any number of things. But these are things that are important to me, and I'm going to be making more content on the channel about this and coming from this place of freedom. Okay, so I'm not going to say any more now, but, you know, I would say hit the thumbs up if you like the video, but be free. Do what you want to do with regard to thumbs up, with regard to subscribing. If you've got any comments, please do leave them in the comment section below.